friends, it's Lisa Underwood, and for those of you who are just joining me this video, I have experienced bipolar for the last 9 years. I've actually experienced it much longer, but I was diagnosed, hallelujah, 9 years ago in 2011. And since then, I have been learning how to manage it and come up with a lot of tools and resources that I hope I can pass on to you and help you, because I know how hard it is. Now, how many of you know what bipolar is? Well, let me tell you, it is mood dysregulation, sometimes caused by hormones and chemicals, sometimes caused by dysglycemia, sometimes caused by thyroid problems, sometimes caused by the MTHFR gene and not being able to absorb B vitamins, for example. There are lots of causes for bipolar, and you can go to medical doctors and get a test, but basically what happens is your mood is dysregulated. You're a very sensitive person, very high highs, very low lows. And some of us, my diagnosis, mixed states bipolar, I often experience the rage. Not so much anymore. I also had very bad psychosis, inattentiveness, seasonal features, anxiety. So quite a conglomeration of different mood disorders. But it is a medical diagnosis, but it's also very treatable by behavior changes, lifestyle management, meds or supplements, and having a very good social network support system. And that's what I'm here to talk to you today about. One of my very favorite tools is just a mood tracker. Who uses a mood tracker? Really, anyone can use a mood tracker. I was just out gardening today. We were pulling out a rose bush because there was a maple sapling growing in between several branches of it. And a neighbor stopped by, and I was talking about mood tracking, and she said, "Oh, that sounds like it would be good for anyone." And it is. And then another neighbor also stopped by, and her husband actually has experienced bipolar in his life too. And we decided that mood tracking helps with mischief managed. You can say that's mischief managed, because according to a lot of experts on this subject, and now after living with it for 9 years, I consider myself somewhat of an expert. At least I've helped people manage bipolar and create holistic health plans that help them live a more full life despite having a mental illness. And that's what I want for you. So one of the best tools, like I said, is a mood tracker. Why is this important? Because when you are first diagnosed, your moods have been all over the place and you haven't been aware. So the main thing is education and awareness. And I cannot tell you how important education and awareness is. I just taught a couple-hour class on it online, because it is really, really important to be educated and aware of what's going on with you. I also feel like bipolar is highly triggered by events and situations around you, in your physical body, in your environment, things like that. And so I'm just going to show you a couple of the mood trackers I have used over the years and make some suggestions as well. Right now, I actually just do it quickly in my daily journal. Some people like to use bullet journals to manage moods. This was the first mood tracker I was given. I will put a link to it in the comments. And this is just one that you can get online. It's one that my psychiatrist gave me. I didn't love it, but it does have some nice features, like you can put down your medications. It has your energy levels and your agitation levels. That's good. the one that I quickly graduated to, well, actually, this book came out in 2014, so I know I didn't use this one for about 3 years. This is from Julie Fast's book, Taking Charge of Bipolar Disorder. She is a fabulous author. She actually helped coach my husband, and I am so very thankful for her coaching. She also writes Loving Someone with Bipolar, How to Get It Done When You're Depressed, Health Card Systems. There's a few others that are really, really fabulous. Her method looks like this, and I actually just quickly recreated it on my computer. So I'll see if I can put a link to this one in, but it is from Julie Fast. And this is what it looks like when you fill it out. This is, like I said, straight from her book. Give credit where credit is due. You have your mania, your depression, and you keep track of it with the dots. These are the days of the month, and you can write little notes to yourself. I've also used mood tracker apps that I just love. One that I've used is Mood Tracker. I think now there's one called iMood and Mood Zoom. And studies show that once you map out your moods, that you can manage them better. You can notice and become aware of your triggers. You can, so then you are in control and you are in management of them. And it gives you a broad spectrum. My favorite app, I was able to print out or email the results to myself so I could see. My very favorite app also let me add some symptoms that weren't listed, like the persecutory hallucinations and the auditory hallucinations. And there was a large note section that I got to text in that let me say what might have triggered this mood or that mood. Because really, bipolar is all about managing mischief. So let's talk about how to do this. I've showed you how you can do this. You can also, create, a bullet journal where mania, depression, and you could just put manic 0, depressed 5. You're a level 5 depressed. It could be as simple as that in a journal. So who does it? You do it. You who have bipolar. And you know what? If you're a friend or family member, a loved one of someone who has bipolar, and they're not willing to do it, I would encourage you to do it. Why? Because if they see a difference, they might be motivated to take that step. But this has been one of my greatest tools to see if I was rapid cycling or regular cycling, or every time this event happened, I would have this mood dysregulation. And so, or every time I ate this food, I would be higher or lower. And you can get that specific and become self-aware so that you can manage this. So who, you, how? I've given you several examples on paper, on an app, in your journal. When would you do this? I like to do it about at night, just before I go to bed, about 15 minutes before I go to bed. I enjoy doing that. And why do you do it? Just to manage it. This can really be a game changer. When I started tracking my moods and monitoring what would happen and what I would say when I was in this symptom of bipolar, that symptom of bipolar. For example, I used to live in California. I live in Utah now. And when I would start getting depressed, the very first thing I would say, number one on the list, I miss California. I want to be at the beach with my friends. I want to be in the sunshine. When I started going manic, stupid was the key word. Stupid. Everyone was slow and stupid. Every situation was slow and stupid. Why couldn't people just figure it out? Yeah. And so once I started tracking my moods, then I had a better understanding of that. And so I could prevent it. And I know that this will make a huge difference in your life. It's made a huge difference in my life. And I invite you today to print out one of these things from the link, or to choose an app to manage your moods, or to keep track, not to manage yet. First step is tracking so that you can manage. I promise if you do this, you will have a greater awareness, and you will be able to avoid many of the pitfalls and triggers. And in the long run, you will be able to start noticing how you can prevent mania and depression, and even how you can stop persecutory hallucinations or auditory hallucinations, those psychotic features of the illness. It's amazing. I can't even describe how amazing this is. I tell you, it works. However, if you choose not to do this, your relationships are going to continue to be rocky. You're going to continue to have the really high highs, the really low lows, and you're going to be like, how did this even happen? Why does this always happen? You're just going to be frustrated inside yourself. You're going to be super depressed. But with starting your mood tracker, it will first empower you to see your moods and then to manage them. So I invite you today to look below, click on the link to this very basic mood tracker, and I'll put some other ones in the links as well, and maybe a website or two that could help you start mood tracking. Or it could be just as easy as writing them down in your journal. I know you can do this. People with bipolar, what can I say? We're pretty talented, pretty creative geniuses, and we really can reach out and make a difference for those around us when our mischief is managed. So go forth and shine. Who you are does make a difference, and you can make a difference in your own life today by tracking your moods. See you next week.